tipping, caping all over that. Jupiter off the block, Urban with a cover. The two USC Trojans bump into one another again and hear it from their head coach. And out of the middle, Cal finally puts an end to a long rally. Cat Brown with a kill.
Another bit of confusion there. USC had an opportunity to get a set from Lauren Williams. It went awry, and then later on, what should have been a free ball, scramble just to get it over the net.
Shuthra just rolling in her jump serve. Very nice set to the outside. Stuff blocked by Johnson with some help from Brown.
And this is a case where it might be better for Lauren Williams to spread the offense out a little and run something behind the setter Bateman instead of in front, where it's easier on the Cal blockers.
First lead for the Golden Bears in this opening set.
And there Williams went in front, making it easier for the blockers to get a touch.
And Lauren Williams with a stuff block, getting an assist from Jupiter. We can see Corey Johnson much more comfortable hitting play sets and very quick attacks as opposed to a set with some altitude. Tied at 20, Hildgren for USC. There is Johnson through the block and away from Urban.
Lloyd doing a nice job of distributing the offense, keeping those USC blockers a little off guard.
Urban the overpass. What a block by Bateman. Wendy Wiley might have gotten a swing at that. Garrett, no. Jupiter down the line, but into the antenna, immediately out of bounds. That's another hitting error.
This is something that every front row player has to be aware of. Is the setter across the net from you, front row or back row? If she's in the front, you got to watch out for a block on the overpass.
Geisen on the pipe. That combination set out of the back row, right up the middle of the court, right down the pipe. Cal trailed 12-5 to begin this opening set. Kendall Bateman back to serve. The Bears now leading 22-21.
Oh, nice cover by Brown.
They'll give the ball back to Garrett in the middle. Right side, Rolliter, sharp cross court and down for the kill, and we're tied at 22.
Rolliter having a little bit of a quiet night. Just from what I can see on the stats, her first kill.
Bateman working on Murray down the line. Shuthra not ready at all for that set out of the back row. Left side, Jupiter. And Wiley on the high set right side.
And I think Shuthra wasn't ready for it, because I don't think that's the time to set it. When you're running way over to one side of the court and now it's going to be a back set to her, the simple thing to do is just put it high left side. Got to make good choices, get the ball in a good spot for good hitters.
Megan Schmidt, defensive specialist now for Cal. Good deep serve, working on Hildgren. SC trailing by 1. Geisen, not yet. Rolliter can't make the cover. That was Kendall Bateman, excuse me, who missed that opportunity.
Hildgren doing some nice work in the backcourt covering. And nobody was deep on that particular play. There always has to be somebody a little deeper in case the ball comes off the block. There's almost like you want to try to have 2 layers of coverage behind every hitter who's taking a cut at it.
And Nick Haley's got to be saying, what in the world is going on with my Trojans against Rich Feller's California Golden Bears? We talked about what happened up at Cal last year, leading 24-17 in the second set, gave that up, and then got steamrolled from then on. They're up 12-5. And then that ball was hit out of bounds. They led 12-5, 15-8, and now they're trailing 24-22 and looking at the first of a couple set points.
Outscored 19-10 since then, and it all started with what appeared to be an uncostly error, but it was actually a very careless error. You've got to keep those in, force the other team to beat you. Alex Jupiter hitting 182 right now.
Negative 182.
I'm sorry, negative 182. On the other side of the net, Murray struggling at minus 400. And Shooter, the big gun for Cal, hitting 0. Cal has to be extremely happy that their left side hitters have been so unproductive, and they're a point from winning this first set.
They've done it off mistakes, unearned points, if you will, from USC. And also Mindy Wiley, middle blocker, is 7 for 10 with no errors. So Megan Schmidt back to serve for the California Golden Bears. Set point. Roll it off the... And that ball off the block once again. Murray swinging for the opening set. Geisen with a dig. Roll it over the top. Beautiful dig by Hilgren. Roll it again. And cannot put the ball away. Had 3 swings on the left side, and Cal was there each and every time, Karch.
Cal loading up on the left side of USC, and what a comeback by Cal from 12-5 to finish that set out.
Well, Rich Feller already a big win over Stanford and a nice comeback. Just the opening set in the books as Cal comes from 12-5 down to win the opening set over number 13 USC 25-22. Back with the second set from USC right after this.
You see a place that's alive with purpose and passion. You see a place inspired by a long tradition of untraditional excellence. You see a place built by the people, for the people of California, the nation, and the world. What do you see? You see Berkeley.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in our coverage on FSN.
Gina Urango out of Los Alamitos, 5'10" junior, excellent server on now for USC. Shooter is stuffed.
And that's the risk. When Shooter runs in there, there's nobody else that Kimmy Rohleder has to watch out for as a blocker. So both the USC blockers pulled in and fronted Shooter well there and shut down that angle she likes so much.
Right side, Wiley. Good soft touch on the outside by Geisen, but no chase in the backcourt for the Trojans. Point and possession to the California Golden Bears. At 8-3 overall, they won the opening set 25-22 and currently are trailing here in the second 14-11. Robin Rostrater came on and every set against Stanford, doing the same here across the backcourt. Geisen looping that ball down the line. It was not long, but it was wide. So an unforced hitting error for Geisen again, the 6-year senior.
Nice call by the linesman. Just out down the line. Got a nice shot of that from where I'm sitting. Just out. Just missed.
Geisen, good isolation that time by Kendall Bateman. Talked about the 2 setters, Carly Lloyd, the All-American for Cal, and Kendall Bateman out of Mira Costa in nearby Manhattan Beach, and was the backup to Taylor Carrico. And Carrico, coming into her senior season, decided to transfer to Minnesota, and Kendall Bateman has taken over and now number 1 in the conference in assists and number 3 nationally.
And Coach Haley was saying, there's another dump from Carly Lloyd. Haley was saying this is the highest ranked a setter's ever been, in 3rd in the country in assists per game.
Shutra. Geisen again is stuffed. Corey Johnson with the block. Karch, Hana Shutra is not being at all effective right now for Cal. They can't win unless she has big matches. What do they do to free her up?
Well, I think they need to milk it and just go to Wiley whenever they can. She has been hot, and so if Lloyd can get her the ball behind, eventually the block will start leaning that way and open things up for Chudra.
And Shutra, mental error there, just not ready for the overpass.
You are right. Big error. The first thing you have to do as a blocker is figure out, is the ball going to come over the net? If it is, I've got to hit it or pass it, and she was not watching the ball.
Shuthra struggling in all facets there with a shank pass. Williams is stuffed out of the middle, and remember that play, Karch. Seems like USC has an opportunity again to establish and continue momentum, and they miss a point-scoring opportunity.
Yep, and if I were Williams, I would not have gone to hit a quick